I gotta ask myself what these women in the WNBA are thinking when they make statements on certain topics. And today that was the case with Satou Sabally. I just realized I didn't put my chain on, my signature. But today that was against Satou Sabally. I don't understand what she was thinking when she decided to come forward in an interview on Unrivaled in Miami and tell the world that she is done with Dallas. It's very intriguing. I gotta say, I mean, it's the first interesting thing that's come out of Unrivaled. And it's before they've started playing. So could it be the most interesting that we see throughout the entire time? I don't know, but I gotta say, it's really weird to me to see that she would come forward and announce this. Welcome back, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, part of my Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Show. I always talk facts over feelings. For those of you who are new to the channel, please be sure to like, subscribe, follow if you love the content. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. I appreciate you. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And of course, to those who've been here before, I appreciate y'all supporting this channel as always. I thank you so much in advance. Satou Sabally announces today in an interview with Unrivaled that she is done with Dallas, and I don't really understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. It's like the opposite of what players in the NBA do, where they keep you guessing. They don't want you to know what they're thinking. They don't want you to know what they're going to decide. And obviously, they use it as leverage. WNBA might be a little bit different because leverage is, who knows. I presume she's going to command a max contract wherever she goes. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure of the rules of the WNBA, if you can pay her more money to stay in Dallas or if as it is in the NBA. So I admit I'm not sure of these rules. I don't know the rules specifically of the WNBA. So it doesn't make tremendous sense to why you would announce this because all you're doing is hurting one yourself, but two, Dallas's ability to do anything. Not to mention, for the fact is, she says that. Well, I'll let you hear what she had to say in this interview because it is the most interesting thing that has come out of Unrivaled thus far.
Year. So, I mean, do you have any ideas of what you might prioritize, or do you plan to stay in Dallas next season?
Yeah, I mean, I've already communicated with Dallas how grateful I am because they've made this a home for me for the past years, and I'm working with them together and finding a next home for me because I've already played my last game in Dallas, and I'm just excited. I'm excited for free agency. Able to talk to a lot of players outside the league because I have not played on a different team yet, and I'm excited to get to know them more on a personable level, but also knowing how they approach the game. And I just love having basketball conversations and high level IQ conversations about the game to know where I will fit best in the future.
Would you want to play with your sister?
Yeah, of course. In the future, I would love that.
Yeah.
So she's told the world that she's done with Dallas, and what do you have from that? You have now a team, and here's the thing: she's an unrestricted free agent, but the rules of the WNBA are as follows: the Dallas Wings can core her, or they make her a core player, and then that automatically gives her a 1 year contract or something like that, and then she could choose to not play, I guess, and they could just sit her ass on the bench. Realistically, they could, from what I've read, I mean, let me pull up what I've read here. What I read here is that um where it says she's an unrestricted free agent and will be one of the most sought after free agents. Still, the Wings can core her if they so choose. If they do, Sabally could only move to another team via a sign and trade. Dallas can extend a qualifying offer to core eligible players on January 11th. That means they still control her. that is like franchise tagging in the NFL. Or that franchise tag where you can't really leave. You're a free agent, but you're not really a free agent. So they can franchise tag you and you can't really go anywhere. And that's really what this is. So Dallas could essentially tell her, kick rocks. Because what you've done now, Sabally, is you have actually diminished Dallas's ability to trade you for equal value, especially if you're dictating the teams that you want to go to, which is what I've also ascertained from the core thing, is that she can veto any trade, is what I've read. So if I'm wrong, please do correct me in the comments. I do appreciate it. I've talked to a number of people about this, that she can actually veto a trade if she doesn't want to go there. So as a core player, you can veto a trade, but the only way you can leave is through a trade. Now you have the choice of where you want to go, but at the same time, Dallas doesn't have the ability to really pick where you go, type of thing. So I just think that announcing this today made no sense. It does not help her. It doesn't help Dallas. It doesn't help her. It takes away Dallas any leverage Dallas had. I mean, gosh, this is like the Jimmy Butler deal in Miami right now, where Pat Riley gets on his podium and blah 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 blah, and now everyone's saying, yeah, we'll see. Are you going to give Jimmy Butler to us for Skittles and M&Ms? The answer is no. So would Dallas give away Satou Sabally to, I don't know, Indiana for Nalissa Smith straight up? Hell no. Hell no. They would definitely want to pick at the very least along with Nalissa Smith. Would they even want Nalissa Smith? They might sit here and say, no. We want Kelsey Mitchell. Although that wouldn't really make sense to them because they have Rika Gumbawale. But we want somebody. We want Nalissa Smith. We want this. We want a few people. So, and a pick. So her mouth created a situation to me. I'm shocked that she answered this question. Like this is the lack of savvy in WNBA players. You'll never hear an NBA player do this. You'll never hear like the agent for Satou Sabally must be sitting here saying, "What are you doing?" Like that guy, whoever her agent is, must be saying, "What are you doing?" And even if she has communicated to Dallas these wishes, now Dallas's front office like, "What are you doing?" It's just a very, very bad decision on her part to announce this. And then there's two front runners from what people say, and obviously one is the New York Liberty because her sister plays there naturally. If she goes to the New York Liberty, they're gonna have to get something back from the New York Liberty. Liberty's got weapons. Who's included in that trade? Could you see a Jonquel Jones included in that trade? You're not gonna get her for 3 bench players. So there's some things that need to go on here. I will say this. Perfect world for Indiana. Yeah, you'd love to see her in Indiana Fever jersey, but she also said she wants to play with her sister. And yeah, she said the future could be next week. The future could be tomorrow. People say the future, they're thinking the years ahead. The future is the future. The future could be in 4 months, in May, when the WNBA season starts. So let alone playing for a team that just won the WNBA championship, it would be a tremendous opportunity for her. Although you do have the situation where she basically plays the same position as Breanna Stewart. But when you have talent like that, you figure it out. You absolutely figure it out. So my opinion, she ends up in New York. I mean, I'm gonna break Indiana Fever fans' heart. My belief, she ends up in New York, or she doesn't end up going anywhere, and she ends up playing in Dallas next year. They will core her. She'll be stuck, and she'll have to either play in Dallas or not veto a trade somewhere else. So I just don't see them. I just don't see Indiana having enough for Dallas to want that. Like Katie Lou Samuelson. Lexi Hull. I mean, understand that if this was a trade that was to happen, Lexi Hull's in that trade. Folks, don't get it twisted. Lexi Hull is in any trade that gets Satou Sabally into Indiana. Best believe that. So if you have some wild thought, remember, trades have to benefit all parties involved. It doesn't just benefit you. It doesn't mean you get to give away your trash scraps on the back end of the bench that don't play for a starter, for a top 10 player in the WNBA. That's not how it works. So you're going to get something in return. And Lexi Hull is probably going to be included in any trade for a Satou Sabally, in my opinion. But I just think she made a massive mistake today announcing this. I don't think she helped herself. She didn't help the Dallas Wings. But this is an example of the lack of savvy of the WNBA players because they've never been in this situation where people are actually paying attention to their league. But this is the most interesting thing that's come out of Unrivaled. I will say that. I mean, Unrivaled can weird, man. It's just different. I will be doing a video on Unrivaled tomorrow. I watched some practice footage again today, and I'm please God Almighty, if what I'm watching on practice footage is what this game looks like, it will be cringeworthy, folks. It will be hard to watch. I only hope that that's just garbage and that they're gonna run and gun. Because if I have to watch pick and roll in a 3-on-3 in a 70-foot court, oh my God, that's gonna be brutal. Anyhow, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If I made any mistakes in this video on things I've said, please do correct me in the comments because I'm not 1,000% sure. I know what I've talked to different people who know this stuff better than I do, but I do think she made a mistake. I think she should have kept her mouth shut. That question's asked. There's no comment. No comment. No comment. No comment. You're not discussing, let alone telling them, I've already decided I'm not going back to Dallas and we're working on something. Like, well, you just took away all their leverage because you just basically told the world that you're gone. So that's all I got. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, hit that bell. I appreciate y'all. This is Rudy's Rant. We talk facts over feelings. Come on now.